2, 1, turn air conditioner off. Hey, welcome. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, from all over the world. Thank you so much for joining me today on the weekly beer and video review show with Danny Salay. That's me, aka Travel Man Dan, aka Reading Man Dan. Let me go ahead and put my keys down in my pockets. I hate that. How's it going today, everybody? Who's with me? Where you calling in from? Where you watching? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know. First, I want to go ahead and say, if you're new to the show, what we do here on this show every week live on Sundays, we go ahead and we review 2 beers. We talk about the taste of the beer. We give it a score and we enjoy it together. And I try to inspire you to go out and have a couple beers for yourself. And all between that, what we do is we talk about last week's video that came out on my channel and we preview the upcoming video coming out this week on my channel. And all while we're doing this, enjoying beers, talking videos, just having a good time, we go ahead and we throw in some topics that may come up, some interesting things that may have hit me up during the week or may have developed. We have a segment we call What Are You Reading? What Are You Watching? We have a segment called This Day in History, and overall we have a great show. So thank you so much for being here. Who's with me? If you go ahead and put it down in the comments, let me see who's with me, joining me live. I'd love to say hello, give the first person who says hello back to me a shout out. And, well, let's go ahead and get this started. All right. Weekly beer and video review show with Danny Salay. Today, I want to start off by saying Happy Mother's Day. Who do we got? We got Baro. What's up? Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. All the way from India. What's up, Baro? We got Carter. Hey, what's up, Carter? Yeah, good to see you guys here. Thank you for joining me. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I know personally my mother is awesome. I absolutely love you, Mom. She's the nicest person that I know. Hey, we got Greg. Greg, I missed you last week, man. Where were you? So thank you so much, Mom, for well, giving birth to me and raising me and all that good stuff. You're wonderful. I love you. Every day that I'm away, I miss you. I'm always thinking about you. You're always there to listen to me. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. I hope you're doing good. And for those of you that are watching this right now, or you catch it on the replay, may you and your family and your mothers that you all know have a great day. Enjoy this day. Celebrate. I know it kind of sucks because we're all in quarantine, but there's plenty of software out there, whether you're going with Zoom or House Party or you're going to go to meeting, and you can go ahead and organize maybe a Mother's Day kind of a virtual party, if you will, or meeting, and just go ahead and be sure to wish them all a happy Mother's Day, as I am doing here on this show. So guys, thanks for joining me. Happy Mother's Day one last time. Now let's get into the first beer of today. So today we're gonna go ahead and we are gonna try, well, it's one of my favorite beer companies. It's definitely an American company. I don't think I've seen it overseas. I've traveled a lot overseas, and I haven't really seen this company. Over every once in a while, I'll see their pal Al. And what I'm talking about today is Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, and we are going to be tasting one of their beers. It's called Flipside Red IPA. Check it out. Okay, this is Sierra Nevada. You might recognize right here from the brewing company. They have that famous green label. We've reviewed it here on this show before, but today we're going to be trying out the Flipside Red IPA, and I was able to score a 12-pack. This 12-pack is great because they have 6 different flavors, 2 of each, but there's 6 bottles total. There's 12 bottles total, 2 different flavors. We're not even drinking yet, and I'm already stumbling and fumbling. So we're going to go ahead and try out this red one. It is brewed here in Sierra Nevada in Chico, California. That is Northern California, for those of you that aren't familiar with the state. I'm looking for a percentage of alcohol, and I don't see one posted here on the label, but I'm assuming that it's going to be at least above 5%. I don't know. Let's go ahead and try it. If you're familiar with the show, we've tried red beers before. You know, they're kind of a hit or miss. Usually, for me personally, it's a miss. I was brought up and started drinking in the early '90s, So if anybody remembers, right along with Zima, we had Red Wolf and we had Red Dog, and they were the red beers, and well, they didn't really go over that well. I don't know, what was something about it, but I've also tried, I know Budweiser has the amber one, but let's go ahead and try out this Flipside IPA, Sierra Nevada. Right away, big healthy smell. All right, from the red IPA, I can smell that kind of hoppy flavor that you taste when you drink an IPA. And well, because this is a red beer, I definitely kind of am anticipating a sweeter taste. So let's go ahead and try it out. Ooh. All right, red ale, not bad at all. Smooth, refreshing. Something in this the red flavor, whatever is making that red. Who do we got here? Dylan, are you here, Dylan? Carter's here. Something in this thing, okay, is the perfect balance between malt and hops, and well, you can taste it. The first sip is absolutely delicious. Really nice beer. That's Flipside Red IPA, and yeah, I can taste it. The backwash on it, the aftertaste is really nice. Like the label says, it's kind of a nice balance between the hops and the malt flavor. Really tasty, and gonna be looking forward to drinking some more of that. But let's go ahead and start the show off. And the first thing I want to talk about is, well, we're going to talk about my dad. Dad, are you here? Are you here? Go ahead and let me know if you're down below. I just wanted to say, I know we already talked about moms, but this one is very cool, and I thought I would go ahead and throw him a shout out. This one goes out to my dad in Kenmore, New York, or Buffalo, New York, Tonawanda, New York, wherever you want to call it. Yeah, my dad actually retired this week, so I know that's a big deal for most people, but what's most impressive about my dad retiring is he worked for the same company for 46 years. That's crazy, man. Every time I say that, I'm amazed, because that's older than me. So my dad retired, and well, the name of the company is, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it there, but you know, we'll keep that private, because I don't want to leak all my dad's info. But let's just say that he worked in a pretty big chemical company. But 46 years, you know, that's a man, that's a load of work right there, Dad. And so congratulations, Pop. I'm sorry I'm not there with you. I tried to you know, do the best I could and here on the show. I hope you had a great day. I hope you're enjoying your time in retirement. I wish we were there to have some beers and some white hots and some pizza and all that good stuff. That is me. Barrow, check it out. You've noticed it. If you haven't, I'll get into the shirt in a second, but Dad, as long as we're talking about your retirement, congratulations. Thank you so much for always providing for me and our family. You're truly the best, and I know you worked hard for it, so enjoy it. We love you, and first chance I get, I'm going to go ahead and buy you a beer, and well, we'll talk more about it, but enjoy your retirement. You know, don't drive Mom crazy, and yeah, and enjoy being off of work. So thank you. All right, Barrow from India, you did notice it. That is me. Hey, Tony. Man, Tony's our calling. What's up, bud? How are you, man? I miss you. Let me get through this. Hey, Travel Man Dan, it's your brother from the same mother. Let's rock some beers, all right? We got Steve on the line. We got Tony's Arcone. Barrow called us out. Yes, Barrow, this is me right here, okay? And this is Steve, my brother, right here. You can actually check out this episode on my channel. It's Allegheny 2018. We went ahead and made a video. Every year I go camping up there around New Year's, so this is from our New Year's camping video. And I don't know, we just thought it would be ridiculous if we, you know, get on each other's shoulders. So yes, this is me. I got some new shirts coming out springtime, so don't worry. If you're interested, down in the description below is a link to my store. Maybe I should put this shirt up there. But I definitely got some shirts, so thanks for noticing, Barrow. But yes, this is me right here. This is Steve, my little brother. And yes, we got Tony's our clone here. Tony, good to hear from you. Good to see you. I miss you. It's so weird. I was just telling somebody the other day that I remember the day you told me you were moving, and you came back to our house and in the garage, and you were saying that you were moving, and it was just it's a surreal feeling, you know. Tony is one of my best friends from growing up, probably my first best friend, and yeah, he moved away, not too far, right down on Sheridan, but yeah, it was just it's good to see from you. It's good to see you, pal, and good to hear from you. So cheers, Tony. Cheers, Dad. Cheers, Barrow, Steve, everybody else. Carter, you're not old enough, but later. All right. All right, going back to the flip side. Really nice, okay? Really nice flavor. It's got that sweetness from the malt. It's got that hoppiness. Cheers, Steve-O. Hey, cheers, Tony. And really nice beer. Like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of the red beers, but this Flipside is really nice stuff, really enjoyable, and you can get it in the Sierra Nevada 12-pack. And I would like to point out, these beers that I review and I bring up on the show, I'm not being paid for them. I'm not getting any bit of money. I would love to do something with any one of them, especially Labatt or Sierra or Stone. But basically what I do is I find a beer that I've never really tried, never really done, or maybe I have. I just feel like just drinking it and talking here on the show. So if you've ever wondering, down in the description, those links are just to the websites to provide you some information, especially those of you that don't live in the United States, or if I do a European beer and you want to check it out more, you can go to the website. But I do not, I'm not being endorsed by any of these beers. It's just out of the sheer love of beer. So yeah, I just thought I would drop that little nugget on you guys. And then let's go ahead and roll into the next segment. Keeping going, we're here in the COVID-19, the pandemic, the crisis here. I hope you guys are all staying safe. Unfortunately, been directly affected myself, and it's come back. Another family member who has been infected or contracted the virus, so please give a big shouts out and big prayers out to my Uncle Scorch. We are all praying for you, Uncle Scorch, and I just he's had a rough couple months, so I hope that you're feeling better. I hope that you are staying strong, and know that I'm out here praying for you and each and every one of you guys. Like, I don't wish bad on anybody. I don't hate anything. We're just gonna go ahead and spend this time in quarantine and be positive, so that when you come out of it, every part of you is better, physically, mentally, spiritually. Use this time. One of my previous quotes were Warren Buffett said, the best investment is in yourself. Use this time. I know it's tough. I know it's hard, especially those of you guys that are feeling the economic crisis, and small business owners, and if your job's been eradicated, whatever. I feel you. I definitely do. I know what that's like. But I ask you to take this time and work on yourself, invest on yourself, pray for the humankind and humanity and stuff, all that good stuff, because it comes back, and we're stronger as one, we're stronger as a community, as a world, and as a race. So that's really all I'm going to talk about the COVID. Let's go ahead and jump into the next thing, and that is, sports. Woohoo! All right, sports. Anyone happen to see the UFC last night? Anybody? Hey guys, how's the stream doing? I know I've run into some choppiness because of the amount of stream coming through my house, but someone let me know behind. Can you see me clearly? Is it running smooth? Just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know in the comment section, how am I doing in terms of the stream. Was anybody able to see the UFC 49? Sports are back and we are pumped. Oh man, it was an exciting show. I tell you what, I was a little bit looking good. Thanks, Tone. And I'll tell you what, I was a little skeptical about pay-per-view. And thanks, Greg. How are you, man? I was a little skeptical about buying pay-per-view because, well, I didn't know what it was going to be like without any fans in the crowd. I didn't know what it was going to be like in terms of stream and that kind of thing. But I got to be honest with you, it was wonderful. Thank you, Barrow. It was an amazing show. It felt so good to have sports back. The only thing that I really thought was weird was when Bruce Buffer was like, "It's time," and in this corner, and then it was complete silence. Okay, that was a little weird. It was a little off. There were some other moments in there where you'd hear coaches yelling, that was actually kind of cool. And one of the things I really liked about it, um, thank you, Steve. Yeah, Steve, we're gonna get to that in a minute. Thanks, my brother is talking to me. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, and he's talking about one of the fights in particular, and we're gonna get into that. But one of the crazy things was like hearing like the announcers talking while they're fighting, the smack of the glove, it kind of gets all muffled out, the coaches and stuff. One thing I definitely will say, and they mentioned it yesterday, but I also thought of it before. I'm not taking credit where, Daniel Cormier definitely announced it, and I saw somebody tweet about it. But one of the cool things I really liked about it was calm after the storm. When the fighter came up to the microphone and Joe Rogan, they were able to speak intelligently. They were able to speak and from the heart, and it was not all this crazy fans yelling, screaming, who knows what that sounds like, and they, weren't rushed to go ahead. They sat there calmly or stood there calmly, and they go ahead and they talked about the fight intelligently, what's next for them. I just really like the post-fight interviews. UFC 249, fight of the night for me personally, obviously was the main card. Justin Gaethje he's my top fighter. I definitely like him the most. I like his fighting style, and I like his personality. I like who he is as a person outside the ring and what he does for the sport. As a former athlete, I understand, not to the level of what he's doing, but I understand his personality. But yeah, he really socked it to Tony. How about Tony's chin? Unbelievable. The guy was getting hit with some shots. He must have got like 50 shots. I don't know if you guys noticed this, if you watched it or not, but the UFC didn't have their truck there, or the guy counting punchers, strikes and stuff like that. So I'm not going to know exactly how many punches Tony actually took, because they usually have one of those stats there, but last night they didn't have that. And when you go back and look at these next coming fights over history, time, whatever, how are those going to be calculated into a fighter's stats? It's basically, how do you compare, if you just stopped from the month of June, stopped taking statistics on a baseball player, or the month of December, if you just stopped doing basketball rebounds and percentage from 3 points and stuff like that, what would that look like? So we don't know, because actual strikes and hits and stuff like that were not being broadcasted. I'm not sure if they're going to add those in, and somebody's going to count them, but that's one of the very interesting things that I noticed about yesterday. So we'll see how it goes. Definitely fight of the night. Congratulations to Justin Gaethje. Congratulations to Tony and all the guys who fought last night. I mean, freaking warriors, dude. You guys happen to see Francis Ngannou's knockout of Jared Rosenstrauch? Wow. Whew. Man. Dang. But the fight that I want to talk about is the one that Steve's talking about, and that was the Dominick Cruz and Henry Cejudo fight. Really, really interesting fight. Dominick Cruz coming back after multiple injuries, hasn't fought in 4 years, fighting Triple C, the king of cringe, who has been on this self-proclaimed, but also tour of himself, and he's a phenomenal fighter. Any one of these guys are. But I thought they prematurely stopped that fight, and there's two reasons why. One reason being Dominick Cruz was getting up towards the last part of that beatdown. He got hit with a hard knee as he was trying to go in and shoot and take Henry down right at the last part of the round. And he did take some shots. He took, I don't know, half a dozen or so shots to the head, whatever. But he was getting up. It wasn't like he was going down and flattening out. He had a hand on the ground, and his body motion was going up as he was getting hit with shots. That's number one reason. And being a championship fight, I mean, and then there's 2 seconds left. 2 seconds left in that round. I just felt like it was a bad stoppage. I do feel like if they let it go, the 2 seconds would have gone. Dominick Cruz would have went back to his corner. He would have still been startled. He would have came out of it, and Cejudo would have tagged him and roughed him up, and eventually would have won that third round. That's why I think it was a bad stoppage, but I'm not a referee. I'm not a sports analyst. It's just from my perspective. What'd you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you thought, if you saw the fight, if you're into UFC, if you enjoy that kind of, well, sports being back. Let's say that. Really fun stuff. And once again, congratulations to all the fighters. I think if you step in a ring or a cage or whatever, I mean, you got to have a certain bit of craziness. These guys come out of it and you see their faces. I can't imagine what Tony Ferguson's face looks like today. So cheers to you guys. And we're going to drink a sip for the UFC fighters and for sports in general being back. UFC, great job. Oh, that's smooth. All right. So I'm getting through it. It's a smooth, refreshing red ale. Okay. Who remembers Red Dog? Does anyone remember Red Dog? Greg, Tony, do you remember Red Dog? You guys still with me? It's got it's definitely above that level, right? The Red Dog and the Red Wolf were more of your light Pilsner kind of red beers. This is more of an IPA style. It is a red IPA, so it's got that thick, hoppy taste to it. All right, guys, now I want to talk about, Greg remembers it. Did you like it, Greg? Did you guys like drinking the Red Dog? And did you like drinking Red Wolf? I didn't really care for it, but this one's good. It's more of an IPA. Steve remembers it. All right, guys, now I want to talk about last week's video. Last week's video was a fun video. It's a hey, Katie, cheers. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Katie, what's up? Okay. I'm talking about last week's video. I had to make a pivot. Yeah, I know what you mean, Greg. I had to make a pivot due to the pandemic. I can't really go and travel. And then even when I can travel, I make videos here in Los Angeles because so many millions of people come to Los Angeles. So I like for them to watch my videos to kind of get a guide of Los Angeles. But I can't even do that right now. You can't go anywhere, be around people. And so I'm really playing it safe here, guys. And so I had to make a little bit of a pivot, which eventually I will continue to do. 16-ounce Salay, the Red Dog. Ugh, not interested, pal. They used to come in the heavies, the 16-ounce cans. But yeah, so I had to make a pivot. I had to make a change, if you will. And so I brought a new character, which I'm going to continue to do after the pandemic. I'm going to do it on a separate day, once a week, or you know, I'm still developing it when it should come out. And it's called Reading Man Dan, where I go ahead and I go into a classroom and I read stories to children. Right? It's kind of funny, you know. I mean, it's fun for me when you see like a guy like me reading kids' stories who mumbles, who's got a thick Buffalo accent, who you know, has a crazy mustache at times. Just kind of fun overall. But I had to make a pivot, and you know, it's been a lot of fun. It's been very interesting to me, and I just want to go ahead and create. My main thing has always been, Danny, produce more than you consume. Make stuff. Keep going. Keep going. You know. So last week's video was a Reading Man Dan, and I read this book, How Do Dinosaurs Get Well Soon? So if you haven't checked that video out, be sure to check it out on my channel. It basically talks about, look at the cool artwork, all those dinosaurs. All right, each one is a little bit different, but it talks about what happens when dinosaurs get sick. Do they whimper and cry? And, Mommy, I don't want to go to the doctors. No, they suck it up. They go through the steps of drinking juice and getting well rested, taking your medicine, and, well, this book is a fun dictation and story that I read to children. So be sure that if you have kids in your life, or if you have, you know, nieces, nephews, people that might be interested in it, could you go ahead and, if you don't want to watch this video, share it to them. Let them see it. You know, I'd love to get their opinion. Let me know down in the comments below if you've actually seen the Reading Man Dan episodes. I'm at number 3, but I got a whole videos next week, so be ready for them. They're going to come out like every day for 7 days in a row. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and you know, it's really cool because I'm able to reconnect with a lot of people that I grew up with, and then they call me or they DM me or they message me and they say, hey, look, my kids love it. They love you and your show, and I don't think they would understand me scarfing down a massive cheeseburger, all right? And maybe they might like that, but maybe they're not so much interested in me walking around a little small town in China, but they love the reading stuff. They love the Reading Man Dan. So if you haven't checked out that video, be sure it's on the channel right now. It's called How Do you dinosaurs get well soon. There it is. All right, moving right along. Okay, guys, well, we're going to talk a little bit so I can get you guys to put some things in the comments. We're going to talk about your 3 favorite foods, but listed as ethnicities, okay? So what I mean by that is, obviously you have like single food. Is it, is your favorite single food shrimp scampi? Is it stroganoff? Is it a pot roast? That's a whole nother thing. But we're talking about, what is your favorite food? Is it Chinese food? Is it Italian food? Is it Greek? Okay, is it Turkish food? What is your top 3 favorite food ethnics? Put it down in the comment below, and I'm going to give it to you right now, my 3 favorite. And they're not in any particular order. These are just my top 3. I can eat them anytime, and I love it. Each dish for me is fun, it's delicious, and I look forward to eating it. Number 1, what do we got? Pigs in the blanket. Okay. Hey, Pops. All right. Pops is on the show. Welcome. All right. Dad, I gave you a shout out. I'm not sure if you were here earlier. I just wanted to say congratulations. 46 years of hard work. Man, that is impressive. I think I've only put in a couple of years of work. Polish. Oh, Greg, you like the Polish, huh? Okay, all right, very nice. You like the pierogies. I like pierogies. All right, well, Dad, really, thank you so much for all the hard work that you put into your company. I know right now it kind of sucks because we're unable to celebrate, but we're going to make it up to you. I'll throw you a little soiree. I'm going to get you a beer. And yeah, thanks for always providing for me, my brothers and sisters, and being an awesome dad. You worked hard, you earned it, and you did it right. There's not going to be any more like that. And yeah, I'm very proud to say how you worked 46 years at one company, and it makes me really happy. And just wanted to say, yeah, good job, Pops. All right, so we're talking foods now. I know you like to eat. Steve likes a little Polish sausage. He likes the pierogies. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my number 1, and like I said, okay. Hey, we got Tony Zarcone, Dad, is telling you congratulations. So, Tony, we miss you, man. I hope you're doing well. Say hi to the family. Thanks for sending the shout out to my dad. We're talking food now. He loves it. My dad will probably tell you his 3 favorite ethnic foods are ham, bologna, and Swiss cheese. But nah, we're going to talk about my favorite. The first one is Italian. Definitely Italian. Gotta have it. Grew up eating a lot of Italian food. My favorite overall one-time food, if I could probably have it only, would be raviolis. I definitely love Italian food. I like the southern Italian food, like not American Italian food. I like a southern Italian food where it's cooked with a lot of fish. It's got like that Mediterranean olive flavors to it. And then you go up north and you got your saucies. Saucies. You got all your sauces and that thick like Alfredo creams. Just love Italian food. Yes, that is Tony. That is Tony. If there's no E in his name, no. It's Tony. But yes, gotta have Italian food in there. I love the American Italian food as well, and that's what I'm most commonly used to. I love a big juicy meatball, all right, and who doesn't love meatballs, right? So yeah, it's delicious. Number two favorite food would be Vietnamese food. What? Vietnamese food to me is amazing. It's fresh. I love all the noodle soups. One of my favorite foods is the vermicelli bun. It's called bun. Southern home style cooking, if you will. Oh yes. Well, that does count. I think you can. I think you can characterize that, but I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But I'm talking about Vietnamese food. Everyone likes or probably knows it's become very hip and trendy. Pho, or some people call it pho, but it's definitely pho, and it's delicious noodle soup, and it's got beef in it, and it's got whatever you can, the Asian like pressed fish balls and things like that. You got tripe in there, but I love bun. I love Viet Minh, the Vietnamese sandwiches. I love how it's usually just really clean, really fresh. I've been to Vietnam. It's absolutely delicious. I love Vietnamese coffee, phenomenal. Yeah, just really, I would love to eat Vietnamese food 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, if I could do Italian 2 times, probably 3 times Vietnamese, and then my third choice, my third favorite food, ethnic food would be, well, Steve kind of alluded to it. I'm gonna broaden it a little bit, and I'm talking about good old American food, baby. I am as American as baseball and apple pie. I love hamburgers, hot dogs. You got you know, your basic peanut butters and jellies. What about Indian food? Listen, Bharat, I was conflicted here because I went between Indian food and Vietnamese food. And yes, pizza, Good Guys Pizza. Shouts out to you guys. Good Guys Pizza. If you're ever in Buffalo, New York, you got to go there in person. Go to Good Guys Pizza in North Tonawanda. It is phenomenal. It's the best pizza. I always get it when I go to my Uncle John's house. And they don't deliver. You got to go and pick it up. It's kind of a small parking lot. Makes people pissed off, but it's worth it. It's definitely good. I suggest getting mushrooms and onions as well. They do it right. It's the best pizza in the world. But yeah, I like Indian food. I was a toss-up between Indian and Vietnamese. I only went with Vietnamese because I've eaten it more. But I love tandoori chicken. I love butter chicken. And I love lamb, the spinachy one. Knock your socks off good. Yeah, we're gonna get into something about socks in a minute, but yeah, American food, you know, pancakes in the morning, bowls of cereal, cold milk. Like this to me, obviously I'm American, that's my tradition, but roast beef sandwiches, chicken wings, you know, all the shit that makes you really overweight. So you know, I guess I'm filling in the rest of the days as an American. So if we can go, let's go 2 Italian, let's do 2 Vietnamese, and 3 dinners would be American food. And yeah, I mean, guys, I like all food. I like it all. I like Ethiopian. I like Indian. Uncle John likes buffalo fish fries. Yes, buffalo fish fries are amazing. And then, you know, traditionally I think fish fries would be characterized as British food, but you know, if we're talking just like American food, I think a fish fry would qualify for that. There's a place also in, I don't know, I think it's Tonawanda, New York. It's called Athena's. They do it right. Definitely big servings, so that's pretty delicious. But yeah, let me know in the comments below your 3 favorite foods. I'd love to hear from you. Greg's got Polish. What would you eat if you only had those choices for the 7 days? Long John Silver's. Tony, have you seen my video on Long John Silver's? I went to Long John's about 1.5 years ago, or was it last winter? I forget when it was. And we drove out to Batavia, and me and Steve made a video out there. Love Long John Silver's. Love it. Yes, it's amazing. Yes. All right. Well, let's go back to what the show is actually on. We're talking about reviewing beer. We're gonna go on to some tangents. LJS, Long John Silver's. Who's Greg? Is there a Long John Silver's out where you live? All right. Let's go ahead and try this Flipside. Hush puppies, amazing. Me and Made used to make these hush puppies that were like softballs. We used to use the rice pilaf scooper, but we used the cornmeal and then make these giant, huge hush puppies. Wow, the Flipside, delicious, okay? One of the things, though, I did pick up on, and there might be, but you should check it out, Greg. But one of the things I always notice about red ale is it's I don't know if it's just something weird going on with the flavor. I always feel like I'm eating a handful of pennies. It's got that weird kind of copper flavor to it. It's just a weird kind of aftertaste. Well, I'm drinking it, Uncle John. I'm drinking it. So I just finished it. I would definitely try it out. It's in between an IPA, which is Yeah, I knew. It's in between an IPA and kind of like a cherry wheat, if you will. It's really not bad. Like I said before, I'm not really into red beers, but this one being an IPA red beer actually has a really good taste. It's fragrant, it's smooth, it's refreshing, and I definitely suggest getting that 12 pack and trying this one out. I'm going to give it a modest score of 7.5. All right, not a bad score at all. 7.5 is what we're doing here. If you're looking for something just a little bit different and you don't want to go all the way into the IPA world, because the IPA world could shut the lights out. You're at like 4 or 5 of them, and then and right before that you definitely get a little loose in the tongue, and you might say some things that you regret. Who's been there? But nice beer. Now I want to go ahead and get into the next beer, right? The next beer, sticking with the Sierra Nevada Brewing Company, we are pulling from the 12 pack a second beer, a strong beer. I'm going to go ahead and find out what the percentage of this is, because anytime I see a label like this, I know it's strong. And towards the end of this video, we're definitely going to be slurring. I ain't slurring. Okay. Guys, I'm talking about the Sierra Nevada Hop Bullet Double IPA. Ooh, blow your mind, huh? Double IPA Hop Ale. Okay, Hop Bullet. Okay, so you know right away when you crack this top, that aroma coming out of this thing is going to stink like 5 skunks, right? You know what I'm talking about if you know what a hoppy beer smells like. A really strong IPA. And this one on the back of it says 8%, so it definitely reaches above the 6% and what's considered a strong beer here on the weekly beer and video review show with Danny Salay, so it qualifies. Now let's go ahead and grab this before my uncle turns us off because we're chatting too much. We got the red one and we're cracking this sucker open. All right, okay. Not too bad, not too bad. I was expecting a lot more of a skunkier smell. Guys, who likes IPAs here? Let me know down in the comments below if you enjoy a good IPA. I'd love to hear from you. Or if you can suggest a good beer, let me know what a good beer is, and I'll try to find it. Maybe what your favorite beer is. But let's go ahead and try out the Sierra Nevada Hop Bullet. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. First taste, strong. All right. Definitely a strong beer. You can taste it. It's like if you went under a tree, you scooped up a bunch of pine needles, you crushed them up until they were a bit of a powdery, kind of a small little fragment thing. You put them in your mouth and you ate them. That's what you're tasting right here, but you're drinking it. And it is smooth. It's really smooth. Sometimes these IPAs can be a little bit of a butt kicker. What do we got? North Star RP. Dad, trying the North Star. All right. But really, this double IPA is super potent. It's super strong. You need to try the Polish IPA. I tell you, my favorite beer, I think, other than the Labatt's that I've ever tried here on the show, is called Tatra, and it is from the mountain in Poland. And the guy we've reviewed it. If you go back to one of the earlier episodes, man, I went to this I don't know, it was like a Middle Eastern kind of supermarket in Los Angeles, and I went in there, I found it. The guy looked like Indiana Jones. It's called Tatra, Tatra. It's the mountain range in Poland. Phenomenal beer. Yes, have you tried it, Greg? Try this beer. It's phenomenal. Go back and check out the video of that beer. It's really, really good. I think the highest I've ever scored a beer was Labatt Blue. I mean, I'm a little biased, right? Then I think Molson, and then I think Tatra was the next one. But getting back into this Hop Bullet, really good. Uncle John, it's a double IPA, all right? Double. So, you better put these in the fridge, because after about 2 or 3 of these, if you got to go down to the basement to get them, going up and down those stairs, man, you're going to get a little wobbly. You might fall, because I can definitely taste the strength in the Hop Bullet. All right, now let's talk about, let's see. Hey, guys, not a big fan of it, but I'll drink a beer. Steve wants the OE. Guys, I got something special. I've been holding on to for a long time. Other Polish beer. I thought it was delicious, but Greg, if you could throw me a comment and let me know a good Polish beer, I would definitely be interested in trying it. But one thing I want to say about right now is today, 2 years ago, was the start of the Travel Man Dan show. Hey, today, 2 years ago. You can check it out. It's one of my earlier videos. It's only like a minute and a half, but basically what happened is I was filming a TV show called Kunlun Shan, which means like the Kunlun Mountains. It's like a mystical mountain range in the border of Tibet and China. And basically I was sitting in a hotel room in Reykjavik, and I've been wanting to do travel videos and just create content for a long time. Being an actor and stuff, I thought it probably would be good for me, right? But I was a little hesitant. I didn't know if the two could coexist, whatever. We'll get into that another time. But what I'm talking about is they call me and they say, hey, Danny, we're not going to be filming you for 4 days. I just flew from LA to Iceland. I was there for like a day. I'm sitting in a hotel in Reykjavik, and I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. You know, you call me all the way out here. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it, but I didn't start actually getting serious with YouTube until about 1 year and 6 months. So I held on, I fiddle-faddled, and I really didn't get into it until a little bit later. But yeah, so what happened is I was just like, you know what? Man, what am I gonna do? It's Reykjavik, awesome. I'm living out one of my dreams of being in Iceland and filming a movie or TV show. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing anything for four days. So I literally, I'm gonna get up from the bar and I'm gonna try to find it. I literally went like this. All right. This is it. I thought I would have this prepared a little bit better. This, this is what I started on 2 years ago. Check this out. This is it, guys. This is what I started. This was given to me by Sergio, this selfie stick. This was my first iPhone. I think it's an iPhone 6. And I literally was like, all right, that's it. I'm starting my YouTube channel. I'm going to call it Travel Man Dan. And I was just like, beep. Hey, everybody, I'm Travel Man Dan. You know what I mean? And here I am, coming up on 200 videos. It's been about 1.5 years because I held on to it for a month, then I put it out there, and then I didn't start getting serious until a few months later. But this is the start. Yeah, 2 years ago in Reykjavik. So thanks, Steve, for the congratulations. Thanks, Steve. There's good old Stevie. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I want to say thanks a lot for joining me, for spending a little bit of time to me. And it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. Baro, I cannot wait to go to India. I am so excited to go to India. I'm really pumped up about it. I remember my father went to India when I was, must have been high school, or I was living at home. He came home. He got sick over there. He got a little parasite from the food or the water or something. I didn't see him for like 2 weeks. And at that time, he had a little bit of a belly. I didn't see him for 2 weeks. I heard him. I heard him in the bathroom. I heard him going to the bathroom. I heard him leaving the bathroom, but I didn't see him. He come out after 2 weeks. Dude was ripped. All right, that's all I'm going to say. All right, I'll check those ones out, Greg, for sure. But yeah, so really looking forward to going to India. I've heard a lot of great things. I really want to see northern India. I want to see there in the mountains. And yeah, hopefully I won't... I hope so, Baro. I hope that we'll get a chance to, hang out, show me around in India, and I'm not going to be traveling probably much this year. I'll be real honest with you. I'm going to do some of the western states. I got an invite to go to Hawaii when this settles down. That I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys one of the coolest places in the world. I don't know if you remember when that volcano erupted and all that lava was squirting all over and stuff, but that's actually my friend's job. He hikes up to the lava and shows people where it's pouring and flowing and stuff, and he works for the Geological Society out there. We're going to be checking it out. If you want to check him out, it's called Epic Lava Tours. You can check him out on Instagram and on YouTube, and we're going to go ahead and try to get over there sometime in the early fall, but most of this year is going to be right here in California, maybe some Arizona and Nevada, but definitely next year I'm looking at somewhere exotic like India, Nepal, Laos, somewhere cool. All right, let's get back into the double IPA, guys, because I'm getting thirsty and I'm talking a lot, having a good time. But thank you guys for joining me. 2 years later, without you, I could not do this. I just keep creating, and you guys really thank you so much for the support. It means a lot to me. So cheers to you. Let me taste this. Wow. Ooh. Okay. Not bad at all. All right, definitely much stronger than the red IPA, but I got to be honest with you. When some IPAs are tough to drink, and we've mentioned this before, but this one has got a smooth flow to it. All right, let's see what it says on the label. Hop Bullet Double IPA features a new technique. We got a new technique here. All right, let's check it out. We're hitting the beer with double-barreled slug of Magnum hops and lupin dust. The hell is lupin dust? The source of the hop flavor and aroma right into the fermenter for a ballistic burst of aggression hop character. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, I couldn't have said it any better, right? They have it right here on the label. If you want to read it, go ahead and get this beer and check it out. But not a bad beer, not a bad pull from that 12 pack of Sierra. But guys, now let's go hop into the video that's coming out this week. Okay, then this week is another Food Friday video. All right, we are gonna go ahead next week and release a whole slew of Reading Man Dan. But this upcoming Friday is gonna be Food Friday. Because we're in quarantine, we're doing secret menus of fast food places. That's right, there's a whole bunch of it out there, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little insight, a little look at each of these fast food places in America and their secret menu. So this week, we're going to be doing Taco Bell or Burger King, all right? Now, I'm not going to tell you what we're going to be doing because I don't know yet, right? Got to do a lot of research. I'm getting into something with a Burger King. I definitely will bring it up later and let you know, but if I do Burger King, we'll talk about it next week. I don't want to get into it too much now because I don't want to falsify information or whatever, and you know, I don't want to say things that aren't true, and I don't want to go ahead and put too much on my plate without doing the research. So there is something that I will be doing with Burger King. Hopefully it'll work out. We'll see what happens. Taco Bell, if I do Taco Bell, it's going to be awesome. There's lots of really cool items. And here's a little quick tip that you guys may or may not know about Taco Bell, that you can go ahead and you don't have to wait for the Food Friday secret menu to come out. I'm going to tell you right here, right now on the Weekly Beer and Video Show with Danny Salay. And that is, when you order Taco Bell, you can also ask for salsa verde salsa. That's right, the hot sauce packets that they give, they actually have a salsa verde. And that's like green sauce, okay? That's like green salsa, if you like that one. Ah, man, it's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be phenomenal. So if you're thinking about getting Taco Bell, if you're thinking about getting it before the video, and you wanna try out salsa verde, there's a quick little tidbit. Yeah, so check it out for yourself and let me know what you think. But I'll let you know next week on next week's video. All right, so we're moving right along. We're having a good time, and it's about that time. I need a drum or something, like a real drum roll or something live. But we are going to go into the segment that I call This Day in History. All right, this day in history being May 10th. May 10th, 2020, you were here with me live. Woohoo! Uncle John, Uncle John, Uncle John. All right, but I'm going to bring you through history. Now, for those of you that may catch this on the replay or maybe they're watching it live, I'm not a history buff. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a history aficionado. I just go ahead and I tell you what happened on this day in history. Now, what you do with this is on you, okay? But what I want to tell you is on May 10th, 1503, Christopher Columbus, the explorer, he discovered the Cayman Islands. Wow! The Cayman Islands. I mean, it's funny how they say he discovered it. There was people there before, right? The indigenous tribes or the indigenous people, 1503, but known to the Western world, to the world of exploration. Christopher Columbus left Europe and he traveled and he started discovering Jamaicas and whatever. But on this day, in 1503, he discovered the Cayman Islands. Pretty cool, huh? All right, on this day in 1924, okay, that's J. Edgar Hoover became and appointed the first head and leader of the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI, baby. All right, hopefully you never got in trouble with the FBI. Hopefully that you never had any issues, problems or anything, because those are probably not the people that you want to be involved with if you're on the wrong side of it. But yeah, this day, May 10th, 1924, J. Edgar Hoover became the first head of the FBI. And, well, he had a crazy history in the beginning. You know, he was diligent. He was, I don't know if he was, I wasn't alive and I wasn't close to it, but apparently he was connected with the mob and a bunch of stuff. And pretty interesting if you want to read his story. But yeah, that's what happened on this day in 1924. And on May 10th, 1960, the USS Nautilus completes the first circumnavigation of the globe underwater, okay? The USS Nautilus was a sub, okay? Hey, that's what I heard, Greg. That's what that's what you, he had a lot of crazy jealousy and, things like that. X-Files, yeah. Pretty interesting, yeah. A lot of people chiming in on J. Edgar Hoover. So those of you guys that are watching this and you don't know who he is, you can research it and check it out. But more importantly, let's talk about on May 10th, 1960, the USS Nautilus was the first submarine to circumnavigate the globe, right? Around the globe, all right, flat earthers, and underwater. Pretty cool, huh? All right, on this day in history, on May 10th, 1994, John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown, was executed in Illinois for the murder of 33 young men and boys. And well, I don't want to sensationalize him. I'm not Netflix, but he was executed, and I think it's rightfully so. He took 33 lives in the worst way. Just a crazy, crazy whack job. And yeah, on this day in 1994, he was executed. Okay, I'm sorry, we jumped way ahead, okay? I'm going to bring it back. We're going to go back in time. The double IPA is kicking my butt. On this day, May 10th, 1869, the presidents, okay, the CEOs, if you will, of the Union Pacific and the Central Pacific Railway, they met together in Utah, and they went ahead and they signed a treaty that would bring together the first transcontinental railroad. How important is that in American history? It's humongous, right? It allowed people from the east to travel to the west and set up and go ahead and set their life up in towns without traveling by wagon across America and the west, and all that kind of strife and hardship that it brought to go ahead and travel across on a wagon and horses. And then you have fear of Native Americans and all that stuff that was going on. They could hop on a train, they can go from New York to San Francisco, and anywhere in between they can get off and they can set up shop, like in Louisiana, Missouri, or Idaho, or along the way. And yeah, that was done on this day in 1869. All right, now going back forward again, on this day, we got Uncle John says, take it easy on the IPA, don't embarrass the family name. Uncle John, we are doing great over here. All right, so guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about on May 10th, 1999, okay, American cartoonist, poet, and author Shel Stevenson was he was best known. He was he was best well known for The Giving Tree and Where the Sidewalk Ends. Unfortunately, passed away. And if you are familiar with Reading Man Dan and you're familiar with Shel Silverstein, boy oh boy, the double IPA. Guys, if you want a good buzz, check out this beer right here. I'm not even going to tell you how it's making me feel. You can probably already see by the redness in my face and the way that I'm slurring and sliding all over the place. But having a good time. But this day, May 10th, 1999, American author, poet, children's book, Shel Silverstein passed away. So that's this day in history. I hope you enjoyed it. Now let's go get some more of this hot bullet. Ooh, that's nice. It's got a sharpness to it. Once you pull your lips from the bottle, you just feel the strength of it. If you want a good strong beer, you always go into the double IPAs. But some of these double IPAs, well, they're a lot like the stouts, right? Those stouts that have that weird English label on it that have been sitting in your local kind of brewery, this beverage distribution center, and they collecting dust in the back. You know what I'm talking about, right? But you got to be careful when you get these ones because a lot of them aren't good. But Sierra Nevada, wow, you guys make an excellent product. The hot bullet is strong. The double IPA is delicious. And going back to their word of, yeah, it's they put it all right in there, and it's a ballistic burst of aggressive hop character. Beautifully said. Couldn't have said it myself any better. And now, let's continue. Guys, how about a hey, hey, let's go, Buffalo. All right, guys, the NFL schedule came out, and the Buffalo Bills have 4 primetime games. 4 primetime games. They got one on Thursday night. They got one on Sunday night, and they got 2 on Monday night. How freaking awesome is that? We play the Chiefs at home. We play 49ers in San Francisco, and we play New England at New England, close to the last game, and then Pittsburgh at home. So really pumped up. The Bills are riding high off the draft. A lot of people are looking in at the Bills going, man, this could be the season that they turn and shock everybody. And, you know, our roster right now, I just want to say, you know, it looks like we're paper strong, right? But really excited that the nation's going to be able to see us 4 times. We're on those dates. It's going to be phenomenal. Hopefully we'll be able to match it, and we'll have people in the stands. And who's excited about the Bills? This guy, right? We're going to be freaking great this year, and I cannot wait to see us on national TV 4 times. So get ready for that. I hope you guys are too. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite team is, and if you're a Bills fan, give me a hey. All right, moving right along, let's go into the next segment I like to call what are you reading, what are you watching? Let me know what you're reading, what you're watching down in the comments below. I'll get right into it because we are running out of time, but we are reading a fun book. I've brought it up here before. There's a lot of different there's 7 stories in this book. It's one that I grew up with. I grew up to the cartoon. Then I've read the book before, but we're going back and reading it again. So I'm really excited. Katie's in the house with the Bills accent. High five, Katie. And yeah, so I'm excited to read it again. I'm at my favorite story, and that is the Chronicles of Narnia. Check it out. Now, what do we got here? Turdy Works? Turdy Works, what's that? Interesting. All right, so we are reading the Chronicles of Narnia. We already went through the first book, the first, I guess, segment of it, and we are at my favorite story, which is the one that most people are familiar with, and that is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Is awesome. Steve might know this. Dad probably doesn't remember, but if any of my other family is remembering this, my nickname as a kid was Narnar. It was kind of like a play off of Narnia. I loved this book. I loved the cartoon. The movie came out. I thought it was enjoyable. I like both of them. You know, take it for what it's worth. It's hard to match a book of this stature and this story in a movie, but C.S. Lewis was brilliant. I absolutely love his writing. And so it's a really fun, you know, I don't want to say children's, great no show on TV. What, of this one? Of Chronicles of Narnia? I didn't know there was a show. Is there a show on Chronicles of Narnia? If there is, please let me know. I want to watch it. But yeah, this is what I'm reading. And then what am I watching? Let's talk about what am I watching. I'm watching, and I don't know if you guys have seen this guy before or seen this. You need to see it if you haven't. It's awesome. And I'm talking about the PBS Ken Burns baseball special. Amazing. It's on Amazon. Check it out if you haven't seen it before. It kind of chronologically goes through different eras of baseball, but you know, the way that Ken Burns talks, the way that his pictures kind of come up on the screen, and it really takes you back. And I definitely miss baseball so much. It's the best game in the world, and you know, I just started watching it again. I've probably seen it 3 or 4 times over the years, but each time that I watch it, I pick up on something different. Ken Burns is an epic storyteller, so I'm not sure if you've seen any one of his documentaries, but they're all incredible. The baseball one's the best. That's what I'm watching. That's what I'm reading. Let me know down in the comments right there what you're reading, what you're watching. No, Turdy works, and yeah, it's really happy, ridiculously funny. Oh, I have to check it out. That's what you're watching. Turdy works, like turd. All right, well, I'll check it out, guys. I want to get back into this. Then I'm gonna close out the show with the quote. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and let's drink this. I'm gonna give you a score. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts. We're gonna close out the show with a quote, and then, well, hopefully I'll see you next week. Wow, I'm gonna be feeling it. So after the show, when you guys are all having a good time or whatever, hit me up on House Party. If you guys don't know the app House Party and you want to go ahead and you want to talk face to face, go ahead and add me. I don't care. I'd love to meet with you guys, talk. I'm on House Party at Danny Salay, and check me out. But guys, the hot bullet's strong, refreshing. The aroma of this is amazing. Really just a nice, really subtle kind of hoppy double IPA. It's got a strength to it that, well, if you've watched any bit of today's show, you can see that I'm getting buzzed real quick. So I don't know how many you're going to be able to drink. This might be a good thing, like if you want to drink 3 or 4 of them where you're sitting around in the living room just having a good time, maybe playing Yahtzee or categories, something fun, maybe Heads Up or whatever. You know that new game? But yeah, it's really delicious. I can't stress enough how much you should go and try out the 12-pack from Sierra Nevada. You can find both this one, the double IPA, and you can find the Flipside Red IPA, both in that packet. And we're going to do some of the other beers later in this month, but really delicious. They bring a great product. Love the label. You can taste it on your palate, the tongue, the double IPA. I'm going to give it a really good score. That's why I'm bringing in the double IPA at an 8. That's right, an 8, okay? Really good, delicious, and highly recommended. So if you happen to see that 12-pack, it's a really good thing to bring to a summer party, because sometimes they have regular pale ales in there, and then you have this one in case you want to go strong, a little bit of heavy lifting. But say you want to get a little queer or deranged or off the rails a little bit, you can go with the flip side and the redness of that beer. But both really good products. Love Sierra Nevada, delicious. It'd probably be the tap of choice if I was to have 2 kegerators at my house. I'd have one, I'd have Labatt Blue, and then I'd have Pale Ale. Those would probably be the ones that I would pick. Yeah, so thank you. Definitely check these ones out. I want to end the show on the quotes. And the quote of today, we're going to hop back to something earlier. Uncle John, I'm not sure if you're still watching. If Aunt Pauline is around, I want to wish her a happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much. You're a wonderful aunt. I love you and hope you're doing well. And yeah, I want to end this week's show on this. And this is a Mother's Day quote from Rudyard Kipling, Rudyard Kipling, and I'm definitely screwing up and botching names, but that's okay. We're out here doing it, and sometimes just pressing record is enough, right? It's like so many people stagger and don't do things because they're afraid of that. Just do it. Just press record. Just press record. Get going. And here's the quote Rudyard said. He said, "God cannot be everywhere, and therefore he made mothers." And that's kind of it hit me right in the heart, because I know it's just a quote, and well, it's an important one, because what he's talking about is like how mothers are like everything to us. How the mothers are, well, they're our first friend and they're our best friend forever, and they'll always listen to us. They'll always be there, and they'll always be caring, and they take care of you from when you're a little thing like this big, and all the way until they get old, and then it's time for you to take care of them. But you know, they are everywhere, no matter where you are. And I know personally for me, that's lived away from my family a lot. My mother's always there for me. She's always there to pick up the phone and to talk to. We have kind of a crass, kind of fun relationship, but you know, all things being said, she's always been there for me. She's wonderful. Hey, Gooby, Jer Bear, she's phenomenal, and I'm sure your mothers are the same to you. I'm sure they're everything to you. Those of you that have lost your mothers, I'm sure that you think about them all the time, that you miss your moms, because they are everything, and they're like God to you, because they just always have the freaking answers. You know what I mean? They just, no matter where you're at in life, if you're ever feeling down and low and away from things, you can always go to your mother. And that doesn't mean if you're traveling all over the world like me, or it doesn't mean if you're living away from her. You could be 2 miles down the road living in the same neighborhood, but you still experience problems. You still have situations that come up, and one thing is you know, God is not a visible thing, but mom is. And mom is always there, and that's why God created mothers. And I want to wish you, if you are a mother, a happy Mother's Day. I want to wish my mom a happy Mother's Day. I love you, Ma. Sorry I got drunk on your day, but I hope you're having a good one, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for spending time, whether it's being on quarantine or whatever, or checking out my videos, watching me live. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Uncle John, if you're still there, Uncle John is my godfather, and yeah, good to see you. Dad, one more time, congratulations on your retirement. Well earned. Stevie, Barrow, Tony Zarcone, are you still here? Tyler, who else is in the house? Do we have any ladies in the house? Katie's here. Yes, that's right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm Travel Man Dan, and remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it.